Good morning and welcome back to the Mercure City of Perth Masters 2017. Today's coverage brought to you by the Champions Curling Tour in association with Le Gruyere, Cheese of Switzerland. So the Mercure City of Perth Masters is sponsored by Mercure Perth Hotel in association with the Perth and Kinross Council, Live Active Leisure and Perth Honda. And we're now live at the semi-final in at GER's Rinks with a cracking tie here. We've got Tom Brewster, who, if you've been watching the coverage earlier on the week, has been on a couple of times. Scotland's representative in the Europeans, playing against Team Baumann. Alexander Baumann from Germany has come through the A Road, unbeaten this week. Absolutely fantastic. He's really on the team on form. He's put to the sword an awful lot of good teams, and he now comes up against Team Brewster in the semi-finals. Really looking forward to this. Beside me is Mary Milne, and you'll be looking forward to this one too, Mary.
I am, Rob, yes. Obviously these teams met at the Europeans, and they meet again here, and we'll be seeing if who comes out on top. It is a trickier matchup maybe than Tom would have hoped for. This is he's been on the ice a little bit longer. Baumann coming in straight through has had a slightly more rested weekend, but the boys have been playing well, and after their defeat in the A Road final yesterday, they certainly picked up their game. I think watching the game, particularly last night against Ewan McDonald, they gave nothing away, and they must have had another good game against Team China this morning. So both these teams will be feeling confident. They've played well to get here, and will both be looking to win this and take the next step into the final.
Yeah, I managed to catch a chat with the Team Brewster just after their win against China, and they felt that the Chinese team were probably the strongest they played against, one of the best teams of the weekend, probably Ulrud apart, and they were pleased that they hit a really top form game against China. They had to play to their A game to win it, and they came through just by a shot. So they were pretty confident now. They've one defeat all weekend, and probably they're running that's one defeat in 15 games for them, so they're in form. Similarly, Alexander Baumann, he's not lost many games since the Europeans. They went 0-4 for the first 4 games in Bray Head, bounced back with 5 wins to hit a bit of form, and they're unbeaten here. So both teams are on really good form, and both teams say they're really enjoying the ice here.
Yeah, the ice has certainly been excellent all weekend. I don't think there's been any complaints or many complaints at all from any of the competitors. It seems to have a good bit of movement at, even at big weights. They're having to take enough ice to make sure that they can control it.
Yeah, we've seen a real challenge for the Icemen here. They had a 16-hour day yesterday with 6 draws on, and a temperature swing from Thursday of 1 degree to 8 or 9 degrees this morning, and pretty misty outside. So it's a real challenge for these lads getting the ice conditions perfect every time, and they've done so well getting it right. We're seeing big swings, both hands, and great run on the stones. So, yeah, the boys are pleased with the ice. It's as close to arena conditions as you're going to get.
We'll hopefully see a good attacking game and lots of stones in play. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, a lot at stake for these guys. They're all playing on the Champions Curling Tour. And ranking points are up here. We're at the business end of the game now, and it's not just prize money. It's about ranking points that gets you higher up the table and gets you invited to all the big events. And also, these teams are both going to the Worlds. And Tom Brewster's not necessarily going to the Worlds. Both teams qualified at the Europeans for their country to go to the Worlds in April. So they're all targeting that as their next target.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all these games, getting these games at this level is so important for these teams. They've got to play under these conditions, under the pressure, and under the kind of the arena-ish. As you were saying, the ice is as close to arena ice as we're probably going to get in any ice rink, and it's great for them. All that they just want to throw more and more stones and play more and more games under these conditions. So they'll both be looking to continue with their winning ways.
Yeah, I was saying how much the Icemen had put in a big shift yesterday, but we've got other volunteers who are doing a power work too. There's Alan Stanfield down there. You see him on the edge of the sheet. The umpires this week and the time clock operators have had long days as well. Production team bringing these pictures to you is a long shift, and it's been a great commitment from them, and I think the pictures that we're putting back to the screens around the world are a figure of how much effort's gone in.
I think it's very much appreciated by the people who can't make it to Perth. Obviously, we're lucky that Perth is fairly central, obviously, in Scotland, and we can get a lot of visitors, and we've had good crowds turning out even from the Thursday draws, but not everyone can make it through, so having the opportunity to watch these games online is it's a great feature, and I think it's been really well supported across Scotland and beyond. We've had comments from America and further afield. So it's good. It's all good, I think. It's great for the game.
Yeah, it's good for our partners too, Le Gruyere Cheese specifically, and supporting the Champions Curling Tour, and the homegrown partners here, the Mercure Hotel, the Perth and Kinross Council, the building here, Live Active Leisure, and Perth Honda as well, our supporting sponsors. It underpins the performance and the partnership that these guys put towards us in terms of supporting the event, because the event couldn't happen without their commitment. So the players and the broadcasters alike, it's a great partnership.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've seen a 4-minute practice from each of the teams. In the qualification games, of course, there's no practice, but they do have a draw shot challenge for the hammer. Now that we're at the business end of the game, the semi-finals, Alexander Baumann, Team Germany, they get awarded the hammer on the grounds that they're the unbeaten team, and they've come through the A road. But we get a 4-minute practice each, so the players get an opopportunity for some ice time, and they've had that. They've thrown some stones, and be interesting to see just how they perform from the get-go, because clearly with almost 8 minutes of curling on the sheet, it's like an end of curling, so it's polished it up. It's been freshly cut and freshly pebbled, and then it's had some stones run up it, so there's no reason why we don't see some attacking curling from the off.
Yeah, and the guys are looking very relaxed. We heard them having a laugh there and a giggle, and I think that's important. I think if you can stay relaxed, stay confident, then you're going to bring your best to the game, and that's hopefully what we're going to see, some really good curling.
Well, certainly both teams were relaxed. I caught a quick word with Daniel Herberg before the game there, and I think he's a key ingredient to that team, because he's clearly the most experienced of the German team. The other guys are really good curlers that played a few Europeans, but Daniel Herberg's history speaks for itself, and he'll be settling down the boys for to make a Champions Curling Tour semi-final. Doesn't happen too often, so that's all right though. Hamming McMillan, first stone, top 8. That'll be just like where Tom was wanting it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That was a nice throw. Took a nice draw down there, so yep, they'll be quite happy, settle in and see where this end takes us.
Yep. Ryan Sherrard been called for the nose hit. A lot of teams have been going early with the corner guard, but Team Germany are obviously favouring defending their hammer advantage at the moment, and maybe waiting for an opening later on in the end to put the corner up.
Yep, that was a nice controlled weight through there, and got a nice bit of action on the stone, and a good roll out to the wing, maybe a little bit further than he would have liked, but it's certainly Tom's not going to take any chances, and he's going to try and remove that stone from play.
Yep. Yeah, they're just sizing each other up at the moment. No risk strategy. We saw Brewster playing on the sheet a couple of times earlier on this week, and he's been attacking, but semi-finals brings a different mindset completely.
Yep, you're right, and Baumann's going for the draw into the house again, so not even a guard at this point. So
yeah, that's surprising me. I thought that once the red stone had overcurled there and gone out of play, I thought it was a A1 chance of getting a corner guard up, so he might be happy enough if it lies short.
Yeah, he's now signalling that he's not doesn't seem
either or
too upset. Yeah, either or. Probably just didn't want to call a guard and end up with a very long guard, so as long as this one's tight to the house.
Yeah, we've seen that, Mary, that when the guards are long, they're almost not in play. So because of the swing on the ice, you can come around them at hack weight, barrier weight. You've got to be quite tight to the house to really be fully protected. And I think that's why Tom Brewster's taking no chances with this. He's just going to peel this guard because it's probably more danger than any good to him. So he's going to peel it. He might try and roll the red into the other side of the house and try and keep the counter in play. Yeah, that's just not what he wanted. He's left the guard up, so... Yeah, just steered it back a bit, he's saying, so... advantage Baumann on this end so far.
Yep, but it's early days. We've got a lot of stones even in this end to go. I'm sure that Ross, that certainly isn't typical of his peeling of guards. He's usually very accurate with these shots. So he's maybe just peeling his way into the game a little bit, and we'll see some more.
Yeah, I think he's been one of the most consistent players this season. He certainly doesn't miss much, and yeah, there's no mistake that they've hit a bit of form just as he plays well. So the one thing about that corner guard is that it's close to the house, so it's a good stone to draw around, but also it's a relatively easy run back for Team Brewster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same shot he's calling. If he hits it in exactly the same place, he'll end up with a stone in the house and probably guarded. But I think at the moment he'd probably prefer to see this slightly on the high side and squirt the red into the centre. I don't think he really wants to.
Well, they're having to work this one again, so...
No, he doesn't want to be inside it. Okay, so at least it's gone in. Not ideal. A wee bit narrow with that one. They were on it straight away.
And it hasn't gone fully into the house, so Baumann are going to have to hit and roll if they want a second counter, which might give Team Brewster an easier double. You know, if he noses this, then Team Brewster can hit the open shot again and perhaps roll in behind. So there are still options.
Yeah, it just shows you that without playing too attacking, they've played relatively tight and defensive. Team Baumann, they've still created a good opening for a 2 here, and Team Brewster are going to have to lift a double here. 4 stones to go. They're reasonably well lined up here. Tom was just checking to see if that outside red's going to check the second yellow as it on the way past. So
I guess that's the worry.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, but it just shows a couple of half shots, and that's you in a bit of bother. You really cannot afford to drop your standards at all, and you have to be making shot after shot after shot in order to keep yourself in the game and in an attacking position. Now they're very much on the
great shot,
the defence, but there's a super shot from Glenn, and that will settle his wee nerves that maybe he might have if Glenn never has nerves. I'm not so sure about that. So. But that was a nice one to start with.
Yeah, they were well set up for the half-stone double, but the trick was trying to avoid the check on that outside red. If he'd caught it a little bit fatter, it might have just jammed and left the counter. Nice seed acknowledgement from Alexander Baumann there. He knew that was a tough shot.
They're working this one reasonably hard, and they've got their nose hit, so they're quite happy again. But yeah, it certainly looks less like a 2 now for Team Baumann.
Yeah, that double took the risk away, and I think both teams will be relatively happy to get away with a blank now, play some comfortable shots. Yes. Line up, see what they're doing on this in turn here, because it's catching them out on the swing, isn't it?
Is that one going to hang in, or are we going to... No, it's going to be out. So.
Rück noch weiter raus.
Yeah, so regulation end now for Manuel Walter. Maybe just trying to draw at the wing and maybe force a mistake. Maybe try and bring this cornerstone, the yellow, into play. If you can get quite close to it, it might bring the error out of Tom Brewster's team.
Yeah. It gives them the chance to... they had the 4-minute practice, we know that, but this gives them the chance to check that the ice is still running at that pace that it was. He's now going to have a couple of draws. He's thrown a little heavier, and that was going to sneak right through. So, maybe even after the practice, this number of stones down the end has certainly polished up the ice a little. So.
I think that's what it is. I think genuinely the ice gets quicker as these games go on. We've seen that a couple of times this week where the guys have thrown a good split. The sweepers have called it good split, and it just stays on. I mean, we're on fresh ice. They've been freshly cut and pebbled, and it gets quicker as the game goes on. It just needs to be a tenth quicker, and suddenly the Stones react.
Yeah. We certainly had a chat with Tom Brewster after the A Road final, and he was saying that, wasn't he? Just couldn't, they couldn't believe, especially in the fourth end, that shot after shot they kept throwing another 10 slower, but every time a stone went down the path, it quickened up, and they were all, Team Ulsrud and Team Brewster were all just that little bit heavy. So they've got to watch that. That's what the guys have the watches. They have they don't even want to depend on those. They have to keep watching, keep looking, and making sure they're checking every path across the sheet so they know exactly what needs to be thrown. Because it can vary. It depends how many stones have been down each path, and sometimes you end up on a fresh bit of ice that hasn't seen a stone for a while, and you get caught out. So
yeah, I mean, nice draw there, nice adjustment from Team Brewster there, keeping the pressure on Team Baumann. Slightly different lineup for the German team, where Daniel Herberg plays second stones, but he takes the head. So although throwing second stones, he brings a huge amount of experience to the team. He's played in 2 Olympics and multiple Worlds, so he brings an awful lot to Alexander Baumann. There's no doubt how good a curler Alexander Baumann is, but I think tactically Daniel Herberg's seen it all. So good combination, and they're not scared to change the lineup, so it brings out the best of them all.
Well, I think that's what good teams do, though, don't they, Rob? They give themselves every opportunity to win games and put themselves in the situation that they can be winning games, and sometimes that means you do have a different positional player in the head, and if it's working for them, then they're quite right to stick with it. I don't know how Daniel has kept his youthful good looks, though. He certainly doesn't look a day older than he did all these years ago.
He must have been very young in the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics anyway.
Yeah, well, just a boy.
Nice couple of practice draws for Team Brewster, and they've adjusted their ice there, and that's dug it right round that guard. It's almost not in play, and they've brought it into play. I mean, that's a great shot from Tom Brewster. Split the tee line, first end, he's got his weight spot on. He had a nice wee marker with his first, took a little bit less ice, got brave, and they've stuck it on the tee line. This is a challenging shot for Baumann.
Well, that yellow's just in his eye line, isn't it? He'll be thinking, I cannot be inside, and then do you have the opportunity that maybe you just edge it back a little bit. But he seems to have thrown it well. But
it was a good throw. He should be okay.
Yeah, very nice. So that settles him down. But as you were saying, I think it's important for any player, but possibly more so for the skip, to get a couple of draws early and make them. And then, you don't need to think about it again. You've got that weight in your back pocket, as you would say, and you feel confident that you can hit the tee line whenever you need to.
Yeah, it's interesting now. You can just hear a little bit of the team dynamics there. They're second guessing what Team Baumann's going to do. He said that they saw they were throwing corners in other games, but they didn't throw a corner there. So I wonder whether Baumann was just playing the scoreboard a little bit. Maybe go corner guard at the even numbers and try and protect the hammer for the 8th end. These guys are so good that they're able to almost try and second guess the game, and it'll affect how Tom Brewster throws his first stone.
Yeah, I think we might see Tom go short this time.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have minded if Hammy had been short with the first one. Clearly it wasn't a disaster, turned up top 4, but I think this time he'll throw the centre guard.
Yeah, because what he's trying to avoid is just giving away an easy blank for Baumann, and I think if he comes top 4 expecting the corner guard, it's too easy for Baumann just to get away with a blank. So
tight line, I think it's quite full.
Initial call was just tight to the house, 2 feet short, like Mary was suggesting, but I think it looks like he's coming in.
Line's good.
Oh yeah, that's.
Over curl.
I'm a wee bit disappointed by that. I would have liked to see the guard.
Good
but
way.
nice weight from Hammy.
Line.
Yeah, the teams are sizing each other up. I think
I'm okay. It's even in.
Brewster and Muirhead there are discussing their surprise that it's not been a corner called, and Tom's saying he's okay with that. He's happy to be patient. I think Tom would be throwing the corner guard, but
Well, there's a wee...
wee error.
Yeah, that wasn't what Baumann was expecting or hoping for there. So now Tom is going to have to come into the house again. Or
Yeah.
Well, no.
Early to split the rings. Takes a shot.
Oh, Glenn's under no illusion about what he thinks is the correct call here. He wants it tight to the rings, and we'll see if Hammy can oblige.
This'll run better.
Yeah, they were saying that it's too early to just split the rings. There's too many stones to come.
It'll come through.
They'll
Line's good now.
negate their advantage if they give away a double. So he's going for the centre guard this time, as long as it's tight. Two good stones from Hammy McMillan. I think this is A1 perfect if it's a foot short. Yeah, they'll be happy with that. Maybe a bit longer than they wanted, but pretty good.
Certainly good line. I mean, I suppose another 3 inches, 4 inches of curl and a foot closer, maybe right over the little dot that's on the centre line there would have been ideal. But yeah, we're not going to be too hard on them for that. That's a pretty good effort.
Yeah.
Yep.
I must apologise again for coughing, Robin. Struggling a little, even after resting my voice yesterday.
Early night.
Absolutely.
So half stone there from Team Germany again has proved the right strategy for Scotland for Brewster, because they're able to come round their centre guard now, get a free draw with no stones in play, and they'll be hoping for a force end here at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'd probably be delighted with the steal.
Yeah.
You know, on the even end, that would just be would be terrific, and would certainly turn control back over into their hands. But yeah, it's early yet. We're still on seconds for stone, so we'll see how it pans out. But certainly at the moment, a centre guard and the chance to come round is exactly what Tom and co were looking for.
Yeah, it's really going to go from here at dead weight from the hog line in. They really come a lot, and that's, if anything, it's over curled out the other side. Look, so great shot.
Yeah, it's a
good
nice
weight, top 8, right behind the guard. Baumann has to play the run back now. So.
Yeah, well, this is when we'll see if all these years of experience of Daniel, if he's still got it.
Yeah, throwing a big positive handle there for the hit, multiple rotation, and he's got unlucky there. I mean, he's probably hit it just 3 or 4 mil off where he was trying for the run back, but he's left the guard up and left the redstone in play. So Tom could come round, but he's going for the double guard instead.
Yeah, I think he's obviously concerned that although the yellow's a little bit further out, then it's still there for the raise again. So he wants to protect his stone and stop there being any chance of the yellow raise there. So Ross threw a lovely Ross threw a lovely weight with his first stone, so they'll be hoping for the same again. But this one's just taking its time to draw over, but it seems to be moving a lot now. So
yeah, it's a lot further up than he was hoping for, I think, and maybe just that playing the other hand, he's put a bit more on it. We haven't been down that side of the sheet, and he's probably 3 feet further up than he was wanting.
Yeah, just how we hear heavy, that's all.
Yeah.
Tom thought he might have given him a couple of inches too much ice, but Glenn was right on it there, saying that maybe the stone was just that couple of feet too heavy, and just ran there. There was no sweeping at all, so I think he's right enough.
Good chance for Herberg to lift a double here. Nose hit, swings the pendulum towards them. Yeah, great shot from Herberg. Actually spins the yellow away from the centre line too, which is just what they would want. Takes the initiative away from the centre guard a little bit. Brewster's got a bit of an angle on here. He could catch that yellow and still roll behind the cover.
Yeah, I think he'll be reasonably comfortable here. There's no disaster looming. I wouldn't have thought. Glenn will hopefully make his hit and roll here, and for Team Brewster's sake, and that then turns it back. That the centre guard is is great for Tom.
Gotta go. Hard.
On the brushes early.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, great shot.
What a lovely weight that was.
Yeah.
It was a super weight for the sweepers to control, which they did absolutely perfectly. And and that's right round behind the guard. That was, that was a lovely curling shot to see.
Yeah, nice to see the control. I mean, often we're seeing the Scottish teams that often throw too big a strike weight, lack of control, and Canadians come over here and play. We see them here every year, and they play that barrier weight. Another great shot there. So these guys are making the run-backs look easy on swingy ice. It's great control.
Yeah.
Well, we've big Glenn up to making that shot. Can you do it twice? Pressure on.
Yeah, it's not a lot of ice this time. Maybe they're going to throw a little bit more weight, maybe a barrier, but it looks so nice controlled again.
Yeah, they're on it earlier this time, but I think you're right. Maybe just that little bit less ice.
Come on!
You know, he wasn't far away from making the 2 perfect shots there. That was
yeah, very close to being perfect. They recognised the fact that it was never going to be right behind the guard, so sweep it deep enough so that it's totally out the way, so it doesn't give him an easier hit and flop.
Yeah, the guys swept it well, and you know they're putting in the hours at the gym and training hard to make sure that even at this stage of the competition, their sweepers are as fresh as they can be, and they certainly look like they're fit. They look like they're recovering well, and that's good to see. Both of these teams, I think, will be spending a significant amount of time in the gym training and making sure they're fit.
Yeah, huge part of the game. I mean, these guys have 4 games yesterday, some of them, and 2 games the day before, with 2 before that. 6 or 7 games over a 3-day period. It's a serious workout. So fitness, recovery, eating times, getting sleep, catching up, acclimatizing, jet lag, all these things have to be considered when they're going abroad. So, and the Champions Curling Tour is all over the world. It's not just in your own country, so they have to be able to accommodate and get their bodies connected to different environments. So a real challenge to teams, and experience is all about getting accustomed to different climate changes.
Yeah, it's so important for them to get the opportunity to play, you know, in different countries and different competitions. And we've seen this weekend that there's been a number of junior teams from Scotland and Norway, and it's a great opportunity for them to experience playing at this level, staying away from home. Even the Scottish teams, you know, stay in the hotel and have to get used to that, sleeping in a different bed and maybe with other noises and things, people coming and going. So it's great experience, and it certainly will stand them in good stead when they continue with their career in curling.
Yeah, slight change in tactics here. Baumann's been pretty defensive up till now, trying to defend his hammer, and he's arguably just second guessing Tom Brewster here. I think he's done the right thing. I think he has to go around the centre, but earlier on in the end he'd been hitting the back one, but I think he's scared if he leaves that centre guard up and doesn't go round it, Brewster's going to go round it himself, so he's got to get round it first. It's a bit of a chase the button now.
Yeah, this looks close for weight. The sweepers aren't worried about it at all. They're just having a wee clean at it. Certainly need to drag it on a bit now to get it behind that guard. That was a nice weight.
Yeah, I think it passed the guard by almost 18 inches, and it's curled so much from the hog line in that they're just coming round. So there's 2 options here. I think you could probably come right round them both, which is what they're calling, but I wonder whether he could almost come round it at back red weight and tap it back to lie 2, but maybe a risk. A risk he doesn't need to take.
Yeah, when we see it from this angle, you know, it's pretty well buried, and the problem is he sticks a little bit high and maybe just taps it onto the one at the back, and then he's giving up an easy 2 here. You know, he'd like to think that he can force the 1, or if he makes a really nice draw around, then puts the pressure right back onto Baumann.
Yeah, good chance for the force. Alexander Baumann loves that draw to the 4 foot. He's got a great control of weight. We saw it in the Europeans that he was never scared to leave some stones around, and he would come around and just nail the button end after end, and that was eventually what did for Scotland in the Scotland-Germany game.
Off for line just now. Ross! Go line.
Yeah, they think this is a little higher than they would like, but I think
the
it's the weight
good.
actually
that's
weight. Maybe
the
a
line's
little
good. That'll come. It's just too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just too heavy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate after the 2 good draws in the first end. Just caught out by that path being a little bit faster than he expected. So we didn't think that Baumann would have a straightforward draw to the 8 foot for his 2 here, Rob.
Yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it, that a simple end again. Baumann's played another simple end and he's engineered a chance for 2. I mean, it's a great chance for 2, draw the 8 foot. The same happened in the first end. He played a simple end and created an opening. So, yeah, sensible call from Baumann. He's elected to throw exactly the same handle that he's just thrown. He can afford to come onto his own stone and bump it. He didn't fancy playing the in-turn that he hasn't played, and the in-turn looks a bit slicker from the way Tom Brewster threw his. Certainly making sure it's out there. It's not anywhere near the guard anyway, so they're making sure in the line.
Yeah, they look fairly confident here that...
Still a stone to come to. I mean, it looks back at the tee line, but he's got stone to rest on, so he should be safe enough. Yeah, good weight.
Nice weight. They'll be pleased with that. That was certainly halfway through the end. It wasn't looking good for a 2. So they've certainly stolen a jump there on Team Brewster, and Team Brewster will be a little bit disappointed, I think, to have given away a fairly soft 2. Yeah,
2 out nothing really. I mean, it came down to skip stones, and Baumann went top 8 after Ross Patterson had thrown a good draw around that guard early on in the end, and Tom had a chance to actually play the force end there. If he'd come tee line to back 4, it was a great opportunity for him, but just a little bit hot in the draw weight, and easy 2 for Baumann. So we'll see some stones for sure up now.
Yeah, though we're back on the odd end, so we'll see. It'll be interesting whether I think Baumann will go top 4 here. I don't think he'll be throwing a guard at this point.
I don't think he has to. I think it's all about Brewster trying to create something now, and I think it's early enough in the game. I don't think Tom wants to be too worried about it being the 3rd end or the 4th end. He's got to try and get back in this game with a 2.
Thing is, though, in a night end game, it can run away pretty quickly. You can be in the 6th end and you think, oh my goodness, how did that actually happen? How have we run through these ends so quickly? So they want to. They'll not. I mean, there is absolutely no need for panic. We're only talking a 2 here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll have another steady-ish end, and then by the time we get into 4, 5, 6, we'll maybe see things happening.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting opening stone there. So Ryan Sherrard has gone just a little deep, which will not worry Team Brewster too much. It's something there that they can eventually come and use, maybe sit on it. It might act as a jammer to Baumann's peels. So as long as they get set up here from young Hammy, they'll get good options for 2s.
Yeah, I think we've seen that in the first couple of ends. There's been the half shots from both teams that have allowed the opportunities to be made and not made in some cases. So yeah, I think we'll see chances here, and that was a nice weight from Hammy there. He's got his first corner on. So I think good stuff.
I like where that corner is because it's wide enough that it's not really blocking Tom's draw to the 4 foot. But it's close enough that you can get round it top 4, top tee weight, top 8, and still be in right behind it. So it's pretty good where it is. So they'll be happy. Yeah, good adjustment from Ryan Sherrard there. He's top 4 and forcing Brewster to make a play in it. If he'd come too deep there, Brewster might have gone round the corner guard. So. Just popping it back a bit, just tapping it back.
Yeah, I like this call.
Yeah. Yeah, just trying to create a nest for this red to sit in front of.
Line only for weight.
The other option would have been the hit and roll behind the corner guard, but I think he's sure that Alexander Baumann's going to be taking that corner right off. So just trying to pop it on the nose or just inside nose. Keep the red in play and set up a barrier behind it.
It's a great shot. Bounce. Go. It's good there.
Yeah, he's kept it in play, which is what he wanted. The change in dynamics where the Germans were shooting their own stone out the back, but think a feather off the other yellow would have set up a bigger nest, and that's what they were calling. But
I think too it's important, you know, Hammy has got his weight, calling him to play a hit weight, and then with his next stone he's going to have to come back down. You know, just playing that wee T weight tap back, that lets him play within the margins of the stones, you know, that he's playing throwing draws and guards, and it doesn't upset his rhythm. So I think that's a nice weight for him to be allowed to play and to let him keep the feel that he has already. But that was a lovely stone there from.
Really good shot from Herberg. That's turned the end around. It's not quite round. You can see half to 3/4.
Yeah, I think play a wee 12 and get it out, eh?
He's got two options here. Glenn's calling a 12 for Ross Patterson. So taking the weight off, giving it the chance to curl.
Yeah, it's certainly not looking like we're going to get a blank end this end.
No, they're going for the two big style now.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yep.
A nice commitment to the game, no, to the end.
Definitely got 12.
Yeah, the weight looks all there, so it's really just mindful of the line here, which must be close.
Yeah, he's got the option of going deeper round the guard.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice stone there, isn't it?
It's great for Skip at the hog line to, at that weight, you can control the stone, and he could have swept it early and got the roll across in front of the two yellows, but he saw the chance that could still have swung more. He took 2 feet of ice there, and at back 12 weight, it still drew about a yard.
Yeah. You know, it's nice. It's so nice to be able to play that weight and involve the sweepers.
Baumann initially called the run back, but Herberg fancied that back line weight, it could shave the guard and still come into the house and get the red. And I think he's right. Look at that great camera work there from our production team. Just nicked the guard. So it's an either-or shot. They were happy to move the corner guard if he didn't make it. Yeah, I like that, Tom. Take the emphasis away from the guard.
I don't mind the freeze, Tom.
I don't mind the
maybe play the double.
Tap that.
Even a bump.
A bump there.
Or just slightly inside nose freeze. I like that. I like the freeze.
Well, that's good. We're all in agreement. We like the freeze.
I think we like the freeze too. I think the problem with going guard here is that you double rip the guards, you then end up playing the freeze anyway, and you've lost the guard as well. So this way it protects the guard for longer in the end.
Absolutely. Or you throw the guard, they come round it, and you know.
Yeah.
Line's good now.
Pop your red back, and you're on the back foot again. But this needs to.
Right, gotta go then.
Needs to curl.
Needs to curl a long way.
Again,
The weight's there though, so
it will break at the end, but
You're not on it. Yep.
it's going to come.
Watch there.
It's not bad. It's just half a stone. Needed it to curl more. So
super weight.
Great weight from Ross again. He's very consistent.
So.
They can't ignore it though.
No, absolutely. They can't afford to. Well, they are ignoring it.
What do we know? Yeah, it just shows how confident these guys are playing, that they're going for the one that they think is the danger stone at the end of the day. The one at the back's line shot, but they're going for the stone that's line third shot and taking the risk of the 3 away.
Oh. Well,
I don't think that makes too much difference. They've taken the backing off the attempted freeze. Okay.
Allows Tom to come. Sorry.
Yeah, come round that corner guard now, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. I mean, it's still developing nicely for Team Brewster, I think, this end, but.
I think that call from Baumann effectively said, we're happy to give you a 2, but you're certainly not getting a 3 off us. If they risked the shot that was line shot and jammed it, then they could lose a 3. So maybe a wee bit defensive, but they're protecting their lead. And Team Brewster still need to make the shots to get their 2 out of this. This is a keystone, this one. This is the keystone of the end.
Yeah, this the weight looks all there. The boys don't need to be sweeping it too much.
Room. Just bring it. Looks like it easy. Room.
Certainly a good line, because it'll draw a lot from here. If that's dead weight, that's still got lots of swinging to do.
T-line.
A lovely weight.
Yeah, Glenn has really got his weight today, and he's playing well so far.
You can see that he'll probably only see a half to 2/3 of the stone, but he's still tempted to go for the more difficult one. And the chance that it's going to negate the double, he might not. The double's not really on, but he could roll on top of it. Doesn't want to catch the guard though.
No. This looks a little bit heavier than the other stones that have come down, so it might just hold up a little bit better. And
Great shot
that's
from Mario
exactly what's
Walter.
happened.
Nice little tweak around on the slide as well. So played a great shot there. That's the way to lift the double.
Yeah, that gives Tom something else to think about.
I think actually if he plays a hack weight at this, he's got an outside chance that the red will jam on the back yellow. And we saw earlier on in the end that both teams identified that might have been a danger rock, and that Baumann tried to sweep it out. Brewster was happy to leave it where it was, and I think a hack weight on the high side of this. I
think you've almost got room that you could miss that back red altogether. You know, you've got a couple of feet between the stones.
Either or.
Yep.
Well. Yep. Yes. Hard. Come on, he's good. Hard.
Outturn controlled weight, and they like it.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah, I think they like it quite a lot, but it's certainly pulling.
It's pulling a lot. Great shot.
Oh, that's nice. That one needs to sit down for them.
Attaboy.
They just actually,
they
actually overswept that a wee bit. They could have done with that, just drawing a hair more, and it would have lain for second shot. So pretty unlucky. Good throw, just.
Yeah, and it certainly was drawing all the way. You know, it looked like it really was finishing quite hard there at the end. So yeah, I think Tom thought that they'd got it right there. I think he expected that stone to stop in the house. Even
at point of impact, it looked good. It just shows how quick the heads are, and that's allowing the guys to play hit and rolls and play these big cross-court doubles. So, but they've just got to be aware of the touch shots that they do run on a bit. It's really slick out there. Regulation shot for Baumann, but he's got to watch doesn't jam it on the yellow at the back.
Yeah, they're going to try and keep it on the high side anyway. And it's certainly on the right side of the centre line at the moment for them.
Yeah, I think
whatever you want, really.
I think Tom's going to just try and he can get out of this with a blank now. So I think he can catch this just high of nose and maybe feather the back yellow, he'll be happier. I don't think he wants to take a one now.
No,
he's engineered a great end, so one half sweep and the two's off. So let's just get the blank and rack him up again.
I think that's exactly what they'll be going for. Trying to get rid of that back yellow, which takes the force slightly, makes it more difficult anyway. Although that corner guard is there, and if Tom makes a double and rolls out, then Baumann will certainly come round the corner and try the force.
Yeah, he's going to keep the red in play, keep him off that corner.
Yep. Now, yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, that's
a great shot.
That's just what they wanted. Perfect.
Yeah, they couldn't have gone down, placed that better. They've taken the double on the reds and rolled in front of the reds. So
Alan,
hopefully they'll stop the clocks here for the thinking time and bring the umpire down for a call.
Here's this is the experience of both teams, isn't it? You know, Daniel wants that stone out of play.
Yeah.
Glenn is quite keen that it stays in play.
Yeah.
Oh, they've decided not to bother.
Sorry? I'm not deciding.
Tom Brewster just wanting Daniel to check his eyesight and questioning his age, whether he needs his glasses.
Sorry, do you have glasses? No. Perfect eyesight.
Oh.
I can see it's in.
But mutual appreciation going on there, both of them. Oh no, my eyesight's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be long, boys, before it comes a calling the reading glasses.
I don't think it'll come into play too much, not if Alexander's going to throw the big weight.
Well.
Oh, it nearly did. Oh, blimey, that was close.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd have laughed her all round if that had jammed. So.
Well, not from Team Baumann, I don't think.
Just shows the importance, though, Mary, of these stones. You know, we looked at that stone for the whole end, and it jammed, and it came in, and then the next one, and it came in. So a stone's almost always in play. Anyway, it's given Brewster a cheap blank, so he'll be happy to see the end away, having not executed the 2. He's got the hammer coming back home, and he's got it on the even ends again, which is what you mentioned earlier, that N3 getting the 2 just keeps advantage to Baumann, but maybe if they can get their 2 N4 go all square.
Yeah, I think we'll see them go pretty hard for their 2 here. I mean, they certainly tried to make the opportunities there for the 2, and it was just a half sweep too much, wasn't it, on Glenn Stone? But yeah, I think we'll see a pretty full-on attacking end this end.
Yeah, nobody really making any mistakes yet. A sweeping error there was the difference between a 2, but both teams relatively happy with the blank. I think Baumann's going to come top 4 again. He's been around at the top level to know that he's not going to take too many chances against Brewster. He knows that Brewster will be attacking, so he'll get as many of his stones in the 4 foot as he can.
Yeah, I think it could potentially work against him to throw the guard this time. He certainly wants it top 4, and Supers may have to do a little bit of work to get it there, but they seem fairly comfortable, although this doesn't look like it has an awful lot of running on it to me, Rob.
No, I think they've gone guard. I don't think that was a call, though. They're just over the Le Gruyere sign, and it's going to be a centre guard. It's not a daft stone for them, but they certainly wanted that top 4, but they're happy. They're happy. Yeah. Brewster going corner guard. It's a great coverage we've got this week, though, Mary. I mean, we've had the coverage is brought by the Champions Curling Tour with the Gruyere Cheese of Switzerland, and City of Perth Masters are delighted to be sponsored by Mercure Perth Hotels in conjunction with Perth Council, Live Active Leisure and Perth Honda. It's great to have this partnership that we can produce these pictures for all over the world.
Yeah, and the ice looks lovely, doesn't it, with all the sponsors' logos up there, and you know, it makes it feel like a championship, makes it fun for the players to play in a big competition like this, and it's really looking well. The ice is looking great, it's performing great, and yeah, it's a super competition. It's
a good exhibition for the sport, isn't it? And you can see that companies are happy to engage partnerships with the teams. They can see the value of the sport. They want to be in partnership with the sport because it's a great model for youngsters coming through and for developing their own brands. So absolutely yeah, another short one from Team Germany. So yeah, Baumann's just calling them into the top of the 4 foot there, and Herberg indicated that Ryan Sherrod's second stone there might have grabbed something, so maybe giving him a bit of credit.
I'm just scared of leaving that.
Yeah, he certainly was a little shorter, I think, than his skip wanted with his first one, and you would have expected to see a little bit of an adjustment there with his second stone, which obviously didn't happen. So maybe it did just get a little something, but we haven't seen many pickups there.
No, I'm not sure it's particularly picked up. It's maybe just hit a wee flat bit that somebody's left a knee on the ice or something, because just grabbed a little something. But they've come right round. They're not going round the corner guard they created. I think they quite like this out-turn handle. It comes so much at the end that it's a great attacking option. But also the port coming through between the yellow and red was difficult.
Nice weight, Hammy.
Yeah, great, perfect weight. That was the line they looked for. It just didn't seem to curl as much as some of the other ones. I think they maybe started too high that time, and it caught some of the colder ice, sat it down, and didn't take the curl early enough.
Yeah, and then when you're trying to drag it in that last couple of feet, if it's not taking the curl itself, you're not going to be able to pull it in. But anyway, it was another great weight from Hammy.
I I don't think Herberg can catch the nose and get inside it. I think he's trying to just make sure he removes the red and maybe rolls slightly to the wing.
It's certainly a little more weight than the Team Brewster have been playing, and that just, again, he couldn't afford to be chipping the front guards there, or it would have certainly handed the advantage over to Team Brewster. So played a controlled weight that they knew they were going to be able to hold up with the sweeping if they needed to, and but Team Brewster have a great chance here for a nice little hit and roll.
Yeah, and also it's probably shows that the team that's 2 up and making sure they make their shots against the team that's 2 down and trying to force the play.
Yeah. And both these teams have played quite a few competitions this year. They've been good supporters of the Curling Champions Tour, and it's nice that they're being rewarded with, you know, playing on good ice and great competitions, and their travelling that they're doing is paying off.
Yeah, the tour obviously embraces all the countries of Europe and around the world, and certainly Switzerland, Sweden, Denmark, Germany still to come 2 weeks' time. So the Curling Champions Tour gives these guys a full calendar. Great attempt here. Great shot from Herberg. He's been on fire this week.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity for Team Brewster there. They had to get the right side of the stone to get the curl, get the roll there, and Daniel's shown them exactly how it should have been done.
Yeah, Daniel Herberg's a multiple medal winning at World's, European and Junior level. He's got them all, and he's showing that just now that this centre stage isn't phasing him at all. He's just coming up with the goods every time it gets asked of him. So Ross is going to have to play a shot here to get Team Brewster dug out of this hole.
Yeah. Got a little bit more weight here from Ross.
Weight's there. Yep. Weight's there. Yep.
It's a narrow port, but the shot's there if you can get through here.
We need a piece. We need a good thick bit.
That's a great shot. What a great shot.
Yeah, that's a lovely stone. I'm really, really, really enjoying seeing these guys throwing the down weights. You know,
Yeah.
Glenn and Ross are absolutely, you know, they're so accurate with the big weights, and they throw them so well, but it's just so nice to see the tap backs here, that they're playing the quieter weights, more control, more involvement with the sweepers, and the results that they're getting are showing that they're worth taking it on. You know, it's worth trying these different weights, and yeah, it's so nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that will be lost on their Canadian coach who's taken them on this year, and obviously, we said earlier on the week that when you see the Canadians and North American Schuster's team, they play the down weights, try and keep the shooting stone in play, and look where Ross has left that. That's A1. Although the yellow's line shot, he's slightly back tee, and Brewster suddenly from nothing's got an opportunity of a 2 again.
Yeah. We spoke about this yesterday, and you know, I think that sometimes teams can be a little bit guilty of waiting and hoping for their opposition to make the mistakes that they can then capitalise on. And we said yesterday that it's so important that you force the issue, you make your own chances, and you know, that's what these down weights allow you to do.
Yeah, what a great reply though. Look at that, he's come right on top of it. Baumann not scared to go head to head at the moment. They're throwing the kitchen sink at each other at the moment. Brewster has to take this double guard off now. Line 2 against. Suddenly from looking like a 2, he's got to defend this.
And there's one of those accurate up weights that Glenn can throw so well. So that's done exactly what they wanted to do. But yeah, Baumann is certainly not going to give up this end without a good fight, and it's looking good for them at the moment.
Yeah, just going through the options, he's initially called the centre guard, which would be a real call, but he's gone a wee bit more defensive than I would have. He's gone for the play on the front one, making sure he can't lose a 2, and I think he's got a real opportunity of a steal, and he's giving that up to defend the lead he's got. So interesting call. If he gets this in the right place, which he has, that's a great shot. He's lined 3 in a row there. You can't knock him, but I think this. Glenn's got a stone to come. Tom's got 2. Those corner guards are still in play. 2 doubles, and there's still a 2 here.
I think that was a missed opportunity for
So
for
nose
Baumann.
hit,
You
is
know,
it?
we were
Yep.
just saying that you need to force the issue. You need to
Slightly
make your own,
inside it.
create your own
Alright,
chances. And I
nice.
think that if he'd corner frozen the red there or thrown the guard, he was saying, you make your score here, Tom. I'm sitting kind of beautifully with 2 in the 4 foot. You know, pressure right back on Team Brewster. But now it's given them a fairly straightforward upweight takeout. But
That's what he is.
Yeah, that's
Should have thrown the body in turn.
that's a poor shot from Glenn. He's questioning the handle that he threw, but actually it was just too big a weight. He didn't need to be massive weight there. Just normal weight would have lifted the double. Whether in his head he thought all 3 might have gone, but probably at that weight there was no opportunity for the slight ice he had. I think he maybe in the back of his mind thought all 3 might go, gave it a little bit extra. The high hard one just stayed straight on him.
they really needed the nose there.
Yeah.
Even if they'd moved the position of those stones about and kept his shooter, that was kind of vital, I think.
But yeah, I think nose hit, keep your shooter in play, and now he's back to Baumann throwing the centre guard without the red in play.
Yeah, advantage Baumann at this juncture for sure. Although at the moment there's no line, it's higher than they would like, but the weight looks good, so it's going to come. It's going to finish well and put a little bit of pressure back on Team Brewster, I think.
That's good. Salva. Okay.
Yeah, lovely shot.
Yeah, you don't really want to have to be throwing raised doubles, I don't think. It's not your choice of
No.
shot to throw.
The only way we can get rid of everything is to get it here, eh? If you go that way, then this is sticking. Yeah. I'm not bothered if there's only one there, so
Yeah.
one's okay.
I think I prefer them both to be gone, personally. But
Well, I think he's right, but I think they've not got to worry about one sitting. I think it's more about if you play for the double, you leave the centre guard up.
Yeah.
I think it's just as important catch it to just feather the top one and you roll the red behind the cover. They don't want to leave a guard up here either. It's all very well playing the run back, but if you leave a centre guard up, you're still one behind it.
yeah, absolutely. I think you're right there, Rob.
Yep. Whoa. Hard!
Must be close.
Hard! Hard!
Pretty good attempt, but like I say, they've left one up there. He's going to be facing 3 with his last stone.
I thought it was running for a second, then it seemed to maybe just take a wee.
Yeah, he was unlucky. I mean, it's a good throw, and they've just, if anything, misswept it by a quarter of an inch, and they just caught it on the nose. Just inside nose might have worked. Inside nose, go over the top, rolls the played stone out of the way, and probably just leaves 1. But the one you're leaving would have been back 4. This way, they've got a centre guard up, and they're probably going to be chasing 2 on top 4.
Yeah, depending where this one's put, it may be that Tom's going to just have to hit that yellow sitting in the top quarter of the 4 foot that you can see, and almost be quite happy to give up the 1. If this ends up right on the button, then it's a difficult shot, isn't it, to try and out-count it, and you don't want to be giving up more than 1 at this stage, I would have thought.
No, at least they have that open hit on the outside one, and it does mean that Baumann's got to be biting the 4 foot. He's got to be far enough in so that if Brewster hits the nose hit on the one that's lying in the 4 foot, that this one will out-count it.
Yep.
Great chance for a steal for Team Baumann.
No
Absolutely. And we thought they'd maybe
that,
given up the chance of the steal when they didn't throw the guard, but
Yeah.
he's proving us wrong time and time again, Rob.
You know that?
Yeah, they've been around long enough.
Hard! 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 Tom! Hard!
Weight looks perfect here.
Yep! Yep! Go! Go! Go!
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Just where they wanted it. Yeah, I mean it's a nose hit. Can they catch it just inside to maybe bounce it across? It's a great angle we're looking at. I think they maybe can. No, they're saying not.
I don't know.
And it's a big risk to throw a hack weight to try and get some curl at the end.
I think Glenn likes the run back of the red, but
Yeah, I'm
I
not sure
think I
about that
like
against
the-
3. Yeah.
no.
I think you were right when you said that.
Ooh.
We don't like that.
no. Oh lordy, no. I think I just hit that open.
First shot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to be cautious with the sweep on that because I don't. No.
I think 3 down at halfway, you're still in the game. They don't want
Yeah.
to lose the game at this end here, and if they go an ambitious run back or
Ross, to stick
even
that in
drawing the
cross.
button to lose a 2, they go 4 down.
If you give
I
them
think
2 here, we're 4 down.
Yeah,
If we give them 1, we're only 3 down.
exactly. That's just what I was trying to say, Tom.
Barrier.
3 down, you're still in the
Barrier.
game with a
We've got
hammer.
tight and barrier.
Yeah. 4 down, I don't like too
Yeah,
much.
I'm not pushing this too tight to that guard. For,
No.
You
No.
know, on the sweep.
I quite
We're
like
gonna be on
controlled.
the cautious side of the sweep.
Yeah. It's good. They're going through the process of thinking it through.
Barrier at that. Nose, and if we look good, we'll just let her curl up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a sensible play. You play the scoreboard. You work out how many ends you've got left. If this is the 6th or 7th end, then you've maybe got to try and force the issue a little, but not at this stage. Make sure you get away with, at worst, losing a 1 here, and you're still very much in the game.
Like that. No less.
They had chances this end to score their 2 again. They've just not turned the screw, as I would like to call it, when they needed to, and made the important shots to put the pressure on Baumann, and Baumann has in fact managed to put the pressure on them time and time again.
Yeah, I think he's played really, really good shots. I think that's the difference at the moment. Taking no chances there. That was fully, they called barrier weight, but that was really strike weight. So I think Tom, once he got to the hack, decided, actually, I can see nothing of the second stone. I'm just going to make sure I give away a 1. We were in a pile of trouble. Fair play to Team Baumann. They outplayed us that end. They took their 1 and were 3 down. But we've got the hammer. We'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just talking it through it. Good communication from the team. You see the keystone shots here. The 2 shots from Daniel Herberg halfway through that end.
That was a super shot.
Just totally swung the pendulum the other way. Momentum went to Team Baumann, and suddenly they were staring down the barrel of facing 3 with Tom's last stone. They didn't panic. They saw when they knew when to cut their losses and run. And although they're 3 down, they're still in a game here.
Yeah, that was just hit the wrong side of that stone there, and overthrew it or threw a little bit more weight than was needed. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to make these shots at the crucial time, and you can't afford to play the half shot when you've really got to force the issue, force the situation. What's happening over on the other semi-final? We've got Ulsrud playing Wallstead, and it looks like a fairly tight game. 3-2 to Wallstead with last stone in the 4th end, or maybe they're just finishing their 4th end.
Yeah, there's a great dynamic going over there. We talked earlier on the week that Thomas Ulsrud's been a great supporter of the Curling Champions Tour and indeed the Perth Masters. And Marcus Heuberg, who's playing 3rd to Stefan Wallstad, he's played 3rd here for Thomas in the past, and with some huge success. And he's been 5th man to Ulsrud in multiple Europeans and Worlds. So it's great him getting the chance to take on the Masters now. So 3 up after 2 ends. He'll have enjoyed that start. So an all Norwegian clash.
Good. That boy.
Good corner guard again from Hammy McMillan.
Yeah, I think Ryan was obviously a little short with his first guard, and now he's being forced to peel his own shot away. That's it's never an ideal second stone to have to take out your own stone.
Oh, the indignity of the lead. But what were you worried about?
Yeah, that's having to go back now because he's
dear.
removed Hammy's stone into the bargain. That
Yeah, they tried to avoid that by peeling on the out turn. They were aware that might have happened on the in turn, so they deliberately chose it, and wouldn't you believe it? So yeah, great start for Team Brewster.
Yeah.
For the neutrals out there that wanted a level game, there's a chance of a 2 here for sure. Yeah,
it'd be nice to see you two let the teams get back into it again, and we don't want to see Baumann running away with this game. It's much better for all the viewers and sports fans that we have a good tight semi-final here, and it's actually better for the teams going forward into the final. If you've had a runaway victory in the semi-final, it's often not the best preparation for what will be usually a fairly tight game maybe in the final. It's nice to have to play the crucial shots under a bit of pressure to set you up nicely for the final. So both teams will be wanting to step it up and make a few more shots in the last half of this game.
Yeah, nice second stone from Hammy.
Yep.
Putting a corner round the corner.
Yep.
Pretty sure they were going to be doing the rip on the yellow, so
that certainly had a lot of rotation on that stone from Daniel there. Try and make sure of the
with the ice being so swingy, when they're playing these peel weights, they're trying to negate the curl by putting a big positive handle on it and trying to almost keep it up the slide and keep it up the hill. That's what Daniel Herberg was doing there with some accuracy. Opportunity for Ross Patterson here. We've got the double guards up, so they've got to make sure every shot here. If they hope for a 2, they've got to play every stone from now to the end.
Yeah, weight looks good. The boys are quite happy with that, although now working a wee bit harder.
Good early call from the boys to say the weight's close.
We need to be here. Come on, for the body hard. I'm not trying to kill the line. I'm trying to get.
I think their line's fine.
Yeah.
The weight's fine. Good shot.
Yeah, they may have really given that a little bit more sweeping than it was requiring. They would have been able to leave it high the tee line.
Yeah, I mean, Tom called it that it needed to be at least tee. Had to be right there. He didn't want to be too short in the house. I think he was sure that Herberg was going to play the run back, so put some distance between them. So I don't think Baumann likes the corner guard, so he was always going to be ripping. So with it being deep, Tom can now go round the corner and keep the double as far apart as possible. I think he was thinking 3 stones ahead there.
Yep, you're right.
This. Yeah.
So this is a crucial shot. You know, the split the house here. You have to make it. You have to make.
Again, I think the mindset's similar here. I think he's not wanting to go top of the 8 weight here. He wants T plus. He wants the 2 reds to be level. He thinks that Baumann's going to rip the corner guard.
I like it. Yep.
I think he'll probably go open one, but it's a great setup for Team Brewster here.
T-line.
If he can get around this, it's actually bringing the 3 back into play.
T-line's good. No, it doesn't. It's good. It's T.
Weight's nice here. I think they might want a little bit of a sweep on that to make it back T.
Yeah, get them level. It's going to be right around the guard anyway, so.
Good stones there from Ross.
Yeah, Baumann taking no chances. I think if he takes the corner guard off, he's thinking, well, at least now I'm going to get 3 stones at lifting a double on this, and I only give up a 2. So.
Yeah, they need to be accurate from here on in, though, Baumann. You know, any chances of a...
He's unlucky there. He's played a good shot. They've called it right, and he's jammed it on the back one, but...
Tom throwing the corner guard again, which I think is absolutely right.
Yeah, 100% agree, Mary. I think they're set up well here. There's a risk of putting too many stones in the house and making the doubles easy. They're nice and level. Get the corner guard here right.
3 or front 12?
Yeah, you cannot afford to bring it too far in, and you know, we've seen that Baumann can make all these make these doubles. You know, they play the big weight accurately, and you can end up with too many shots in play.
Yeah, I mean, that's really precise communication there. He's is it a 3 or is it a 2? And he said it's a 2.5, so they know exactly where they want the stone to go, and Glenn's just reinforcing that by saying, look, if we're one side or the other, make sure you're high side, don't make sure you're low side. There is still an outside chance of a double on the red, so get it up close and tight. I think it's important to cover this stone. They need to work it over.
They're needing to work that quite hard.
Well swept, boys. Good sweep.
Bit long, I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is. It's too long, I think.
Bit long.
And you couldn't over curl, so I was maybe probably more positive than I should have been. But
you know, it's forcing them into hitting that open one, and Tom will be able to come round again depending on what happens. So
Yeah.
it's in play, and it's certainly not doing them any harm. But time will tell how much good it actually it does. But we're getting a hit and stick here from.
Oh, just hung on for being shot. I thought for a moment there they could have ignored it, but they're going to have to hit it. It's line shot.
Can do it. It's up to you. What do you like? I'm usually throwing control, to be honest.
Yeah, that's good. That's just what you were saying earlier, Mary. They're quite comfortable playing that control weight. Make sure the shooter stays in play.
Definitely need to keep the shooter here. That's absolutely vital. If this rolls out, then their chance of a 2 is effectively gone with it.
Oh yeah.
And this has to be a hit and stick here from Glenn. Yeah, it's a nice controlled weight again. He's
didn't look like a huge amount of ice because it does curl there.
Well, this one's certainly curling, and that's just what they didn't need.
I don't know if that was down. I'm not sure that was enough ice, was it? Because it curls off that handle there. They do swing. We
Maybe
saw that.
looked a little more like barrier than control, do you
Maybe,
think?
yeah.
I don't know. We're talking tenths, but
That's it.
they were on it from the word go, so
Yeah.
maybe he was a little inside or a little softer, but yeah, that's...
Still, the two's still on. Like you said earlier, that corner guard's still going to come into play. Baumann's going to play a good shot to hit and stick. If this rolls to the wing, I think Tom might just ignore it and come round the corner guard and try and bring it into play and still take the chance of his 2 when he's got it.
Oh, I think he has to. He certainly has to make a play.
Baumann has to keep this in play, and that looks on the high side. So
yeah,
we've got a corner guard up, outside chance. He could still come round that, and this is where we were talking about it just being a bit too long. He would love it now if it was a yard further up.
Yeah, absolutely, because he can't go deep here at all. He has to. He can be no further up really than top 8 here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which does leave Baumann the chance to maybe draw around it or and force the issue again, but he cannot afford to go deep because Baumann has the chance to come round at hack weight. So it's another tricky shot here. The boys will have to judge it perfectly to make sure that it's in the right spot.
Thinking about how you do your top 8, top 12.
Yeah, I think he needs to take an inch too. I think once this gets the hog line, it'll really move on that in turn. So
Line's good.
Remember, he's going to be dead weight. He's got to try and be top 8. So
we need top 8, top
He's
12 only for line.
They're calling line
Top
already,
12.
so
yeah,
there
it's
is
really
a good
going.
chance that this is going to over curl.
Yeah,
Top
it's
12
really
only.
moving.
Line's good. Over curl.
It's going to go.
Need it to stop. Need
Yeah.
it to
Right off. Right
Needs to
off,
sit.
Ross.
Yeah, now that's an interesting dynamic now. That's right behind the guard, but it's only 12 foot. So there's no doubt in my mind that I think they'll play the draw. They're sizing up the run back. I suppose at the score line they're 3 up, but
I don't know. You make the draw, you could be 4 up.
yeah,
You know, that's the thing. You make a nice draw around here, then, and the pressure's firmly back on, and you force the 1. I think this effectively this goes wrong, and you're losing it. Well,
yeah,
you
you
can
can maybe
half
see
of
more
it,
than we're thinking. Yeah, it's certainly fully a third of the stone he'll be able to see. So he'll be playing a hack weight down here. Great camera work from the boys. They picked up the fact we needed to see the line straight away, and doesn't want to feather the guard though and pop it in the rings.
Yeah, I mean and at hack weight he's got to move it right across the house and out. So yeah, not an easy shot.
Early call from Herberg.
Yep.
They're holding it well though.
Oh, are they though?
Oh, well, that was a risk.
Yeah.
You called it, Mary, and you've obviously seen a tick guard in your time, so
Oh, I've seen a lot in my time, Rob.
it was a risk and reward. I mean, they went for the shot. They were probably thinking about the scoreboard all the time, that we just need to get half round. I think earlier on in the game, if the scores had been level, they'd have gone right round that and played a force end. So
yeah, I quite liked the draw round. I think it was
me too.
It was high enough that really force the issue. You know, make Tom play for his 1, but you know, this is a great chance for Tom and the boys now to get their 2 back. They're right back in this game, and and Baumann will maybe rue that. The way he played, he seemed a little bit down. I think even if he'd caught, what he could see of it, he might have been struggling to put it right out the rings.
Yeah, when you said he was to watch his hack weight here because it might put it out, I immediately looked up and I thought that is only hack weight. It's no more than that, and they really needed to be maybe hack barrier. People say hack weight, but when there's a stone to be removed from play, you are always positive hack, and he just wasn't positive.
No. So there we go, we've got a game again.
Yeah, that was a well worked two actually. Team Brewster worked hard. They had to make a lot of shots there, and actually Baumann disappointed because he dug himself out of a hole. They were staring at 3 for a while, and they dug themselves out of it, and then one slack stone. So that probably levels up the slack stone Tom Brewster had earlier to give away the 2 early on. So it's relatively honours even. Baumann still with the advantage. As you can see, 3-2 there on the scoreboard. Baumann with a hammer, so advantage to them.
I think Tom would love a wee steal here, wouldn't he, in 6, and then force the 1 in 7. I think that would be my plan for it anyway. I think I'd chase the steal pretty hard here. I think
they will be. Yeah, they'll be stealing the hard because the other option is if Baumann scores at all, he goes 2 clear with 2 ends to go, and then Tom actually has to either blank 7 or take 3. So yeah, this is a key end in the game. Both teams will probably go for it here. Baumann happy to score a 1, I think. Let's see if we're right.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a guard here from Tom. I think we get a chat with Tom, don't we, in this end? Yeah,
we'll hopefully catch up with his thoughts and what the tactics are. So interesting dynamic that 1995 here at Perth Masters, Perth World Juniors. Herberg played Tom Brewster in the final, and Tom won on that occasion, but they've obviously crossed paths a few times since then. So we're saying about the experience of Daniel Herberg, but Tom Brewster's no less experienced.
No, absolutely. Tom's thrown a lot of stones and seen a lot of stones travelling down the ice, and that's a nice
perfect start.
Nice guard there from Hammy. So he's played well today. I think in the game we watched yesterday together, there was a couple of times he was maybe a couple of feet too heavy, but this game and the game I saw from him last night, he's certainly had great control of his weight, so that helps Tom no end to know that he's going to get what he wants from his lead.
Yeah, they really need to set the ends up from now on in, and they've had a great start. That centre guard, it's long enough that you can get another one round it, and at the same time it's forcing the German team to play in.
Yeah, and this looks like it's got plenty running on it. I think we might end up with something pretty close to the tee here, and it's actually drawing a fair bit, isn't it? So, yeah, it's shorter than I expected, but it'll not cause Tom too many worries, I don't think.
Yeah, good call from Tom there. He's going for it with the close guard this time. Yeah, good setup there, Tom. You're a good comeback in that last end. End 5, you'd be delighted with the 2. You were looking good the whole end, so you played a cracking end, so it's good that you're back in it now.
Yeah, no, I thought we played pretty good end. We deserved the 2, so we've been a wee bit on the back foot, I suppose. Whoa, room! Where are we? Luke's in. Whoa. Only Glenn. Come on, Glenn. Yeah, now hard.
Oh, that's another nice stone from
Go, Glenn, go! Good sweep.
Yeah, that's perfect there. Just sitting down a wee bit there on the slide, and ended up just perfect for you, Tom.
There's a wee bit more curl today.
Yeah.
And it's just starting to slow up. It's not as fast as it was yesterday for sure. So.
That's good though. Allows great attacking curling. We've seen lots of stones in play, even in this game where it was tight early on. It's both teams going for it. So good to see, Tom. Great exhibition of curling.
Well, it's not the best we've played this weekend, but we're hanging on in just now. So.
Well, I don't know. I think you've been a bit hard on yourselves. The boys have played well, and Hammy's setting up the ends well. It's maybe just a couple of loose shots at the wrong time, really. You've looked good for 2s in the ends that you've had the hammer and just not quite been able to capitalise. But
which turn do you like, Ross? You like that? This is not that here. You're not throwing this.
This is a good setup again for Tom here, isn't it? I think he's going to be happy with these 2 guards and Ross getting the chance to come in here to the tee line. He's had great
happy
weight
with
so
that, yeah.
far.
Yeah, great opportunities. They're well set up. The one on the tee lines, it's almost a good stone for Tom Brewster as well. So they need to make the shots though. Lovely to see them playing a controlled weight here. It's a great call.
Yep. Line's good. You gotta go through. Whoa, whoa.
Line only.
Whoa.
Line only.
Line only now.
We're freezing.
Oh, you can go hard.
We're gonna go.
Yeah, you can go for weight all the way.
Oh, we're gonna go.
Come on, he's good.
We're
Come
on
Tommy.
it. We're just
Push.
touching. We're just touching. Oh, get to it.
We're there.
On the other side's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
that
perfect
took a long
stone.
way, didn't it? But lovely weight again from Ross.
Nice, Ross.
Great call, Tom. Really, really good stuff. Sorry for distracting you a wee bit there, but it's could see that one on the button there was actually a help for you. You've got the two centre guards up, so
That's good. Yeah, the over curl there's not too bad actually, because we can see it on the other turn now as well. So
yeah, it's a crucial end in the game, Tom. So we'll not keep you too long, but obviously you're looking to score here and maybe get a steal and 2 ends to go. You're all square.
even force a one, you know.
Yeah.
Either or, we're quite happy. I think the most important thing for us is a score here, but the fact they're ignoring the guards, I think we're pretty hopeful. This looks pretty big as well. So.
Yeah, it's certainly running on. I think like you say, if you can force the issue now and make all your shots, then turning the pressure right back onto Baumann, it's going to be work to your advantage.
Yeah, but I actually like coming this way and sitting straight. You lock them up. Even if you're here. You can come here, but all you're doing is that. That's always going.
Yeah, I think I like.
He's going to bust the guards anyway. If you're there, then it's not going.
I mean, I'm just thinking we've always got the out turn. I mean, we're kind of in charge of that side just now.
Maybe not with Ross.
What happens if you go top 8 there?
Yeah, it's not a disaster.
Yeah. What purpose is it serving to? Just to command the top the now. And if we have got a double in the yellows, then
I think that's too early.
I don't mind. I'll go with your gut. Like, I mean, remember he's throwing this in turn as well.
Somewhere with this one and then use that for a later stage on the right hand side of the
I'm only talking about freezing. The angles are great. If you want to go this way, the only problem with that is they make that across the top and it's into this. And the 3 are going. This way there's not 3 going.
I can most freeze it either
I
side.
can
It's just a freeze.
I can see your point. I mean, if you do go top 8, you can lift 3.
If you're up this way, coming in. Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but an angle that way is no use to us. We need the angle on the high side.
Yeah.
We need it right on
Let's
the
do
nose.
that. Let's freeze it on the out turn.
Thanks. Got there in the end, eh?
Skip always gets his way in the end, Tom.
Not
It was
always.
it was great to get the dialogue there. We just kept quiet and let you talk it through. It's a complicated end for you. It's well set up. Yep.
Yeah, we're working there.
We've thrown this line plenty of times actually.
Ross is throwing the cutter here, so it's pretty hard given the ice. Do you think that's enough? Get through it anyway. Top 8 works. We've got plenty of line.
More. Here more.
Whoa, can't bounce.
Yeah, I think this handle gives them more
Can't
options.
bounce.
Yeah, but
Tommy, away!
it's certainly
We're right out there.
right out there at the minute, but it is coming down and the
Come
weight
on,
looks
Tommy,
good.
push.
Let's leave it short then.
Whoa. Yeah, it's going to get there hard.
He's not out length.
Yeah, a little
works there.
shorter, but it's
Yeah,
certainly
it's a good shot.
it's a good stone.
That's fine there. Ideal.
Yeah, good shot, Tom. We'll leave you to it. You're at
no
the thinking end. Thanks for the chat, and
No problem.
we'll catch up with you at the end.
Sure.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, great to be part of that dialogue there, Mary. It was interesting. We just sat back and listened because they were doing all the commentary for
That's
us.
it, they did our job.
Command to that side.
You know, and it's so important that, you know, every voice is equal, and they all had a part to play in making the decision on what shot was going to be made there. This is an important end for Team Brewster and of course Team Baumann, but you know, they wanted to be sure that they were playing exactly what they felt was the right shot at the right time, and that's not ended up where Baumann would have wanted it.
Yeah, they really went for it. I think the way Tom and Glenn were talking there, they were definitely, their biggest fear was them ripping those guards, and they've ignored it completely. They've called their bluff and come right in.
Right.
Yeah.
Back 8.
I think
Too much, yeah?
I think they have to move these this time.
Back 8, that's fine. 12's okay. I don't know if we want to lose that. Maybe we want to sit here. We've got to make sure we sit in front of it.
Is it
we
back
don't want to
T?
spill.
No.
We cannot spill.
The problem here is, you know, if
So is dead freeze any good?
we've
No.
now got three yellows in the house. If they don't,
Yeah.
if they
So
don't
I'll throw 10.
watch the position of
Even
these
if
of
you
their
push it
reds,
to
then
here, you're good.
they cannot give up a multiple score here to Baumann, or it's going to make it very difficult for them to come out on top.
For
But
back 8.
Keeping the shooting play is crucial
Yeah, I
here.
think we're good.
Yep.
Half stone at back 12 weight on that yellow, pops them both behind T and keeps 3 reds in front of T. If he moves that the yellow behind the red too far, it's exposing the double.
Whoa, right off.
he thinks he's
high,
thinks
but
he's fully there for weight, which
Oh, yeah.
actually I think he is. This is
Right off!
it's got a long way to come.
he's coming now, though. It is drawing,
Whoa.
but I think he's overthrown that a bit.
Just catch a feather.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Just a pound heavy, is it?
Yeah, that's all it
Oh,
was.
about 10 feet.
Right. That's a pound.
yeah, I think when you're throwing back 8 and it troubles the hack, you know you're just a little bit too heavy. A pound, as Glenn said there.
Yeah, at least Tom could smile, but
It's not the end isn't.
no,
you
it's
know,
not
it's
gone.
not a disaster. It's not got away from them. They've still got guards. They've still got that red, the red kind of.
Combination, yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually an outside chance of a double off the outside one as well, but
We need.
I think the Germans sent blood though. They're coming right in again. Baumann knows the strengths of his team, and that's this draw weight coming in.
He's almost. It's almost too late now, though, isn't it, to bail? You know, there are
Yeah.
so many stones in play, and
That's pretty good there.
yeah, you know, I'm still favouring red in this end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
I think
And,
there's still stones to come to leave that one. I think you can leave that till later. I wonder about corner freezing that one.
I don't know. I think maybe shifting something's
See 2/3 of
kind
that.
of important.
Because I don't like moving this to here. If you chip that, we're in trouble because they come into here.
We can burst all 3.
Yeah, I
Can
think.
probably get rid of the 3 of them and leave 2, can I?
Yeah. This is the key.
You think play double now?
I quite like that because you know
The
where.
chances are we're probably going to stick that to there. That's going to stick here.
I quite like playing corner freeze with this one, and then you're leaving a bigger gap for the double.
But then if we stick here, then we've got something to use on this turn.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I like too.
I don't like the draw. I think
It
that's
doesn't
the
like
shot.
it. Okay. The same as you.
Yeah, I think that
Even if we roll on top
the
of it,
draw, you have to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I
You
know,
think
even if-
Glenn's right
even
enough.
if we
You know,
roll
you make
to
the
here,
hit and roll in.
Like, peel it that
There's a
in.
lot of reds in play.
Yeah.
it's not going to do that much,
No.
is it?
I think you want to be getting rid of some yellows here.
And like you say, if he catches it fat and rolls over the top, it's
Yeah.
equally good.
I think you're throwing to inches, you're throwing
What
to
double?
millimetres with the draw.
Yeah, even if we
And
roll
you
it
could
on
get
top of
yourself in a lot of bother at this stage of the end, where this allows you to
Yeah.
All
make
three
the double perfect, make the hit and roll. You know, it's certainly not a bad call. So yeah, no, I like this. I like this call a lot.
And like Tom said when we had that chat with him, he's relatively comfortable if he forces a one against, gets in the hammer. You can never grudge a team
It's
the
quite flat, Ross.
to only go 2 down. He's still well in the game. He doesn't want to give away a 2 though, and I suppose this stone will make a
Hairless.
huge difference. He's got to make
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah, this is a crucial one, and you know we saw it earlier when Glenn thought maybe there was a chance of the triple that overthrew it a little touch. So he's
Yeah.
got to concentrate on.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's maybe a little bit.
Got it, curl!
Inside 2 out maybe.
Yeah. It would appear that Tom thought it was in, and it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it was a good attempt, very close, but
Sorry.
yeah, I think initially they thought it was
yeah,
tight.
that's
because-
not ideal.
yeah, because the way he threw it. thought it was inside. That's, funnily enough, ended up in the position that my draw might have if it had bounced.
Yeah, it's not ended up in an ideal
No,
position,
it had to
that's
be
for
either
sure.
right across or not across.
Although it's very flat.
It's flat.
But it does give them the chance to get another yellow in there,
Yeah.
which makes the popping up of any reds much more difficult. Although this, they
Staying
definitely
quiet. Nose hit here would give an option for Brewster. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I think
Wunderbar
you're right.
indeed.
Wunderbar. Yeah, there's a lot of yellows in there now.
Yeah, line 3 against. He's really got the one option left.
Can we see that one?
He's
Can't
gonna
even
have to
see enough of it to play that shot.
hit everything he sees.
Yeah, just made it too easy. Anywhere on the inside was a winning shot for Baumann there.
Had to play it and played it well, you know.
Yeah, he did.
We double run
Oh,
over the top of that.
you know, when you're talking about having to
Smash
play
that
double
straight
runs
back
and
into
things,
the
it's
air.
certainly not.
Not really good.
Yeah,
It
not-
just shows, you know, we
Just
spoke
thinking
about it
out what are we
yesterday,
getting out,
how
what we're playing
quickly
here, like-
things
And
can
then
turn
turn
around.
round, I know.
Well, if he guards it.
So they're line 3 at the moment. They can't. I mean, Tom cannot afford to give up a 3.
The one thing is,
Can we
the,
pick that?
the red's
No.
going nowhere.
Aye, we could do that, right enough.
We'll take this.
The problem is we can't get at the one for the next
Well,
one.
we
It's
can
still-
because all we need to do is tap it to here. And you just have to play this.
Can't see much of that, can he?
See, even if you just
Hit
single
what you
pick
see.
that, right, with your neck,
I
could
think,
you
Got any
see?
of the yellow on the button?
I think Tom's going to have to
You got any of the
play
yellow on the
2.
button?
Can't see any of it, Mary. Look at that angle
there.
there. You know, he's.
I think
Can
he-
you see any of this red?
No. No, you really can't, Glenn.
Well,
I
that's-
think,
Could you, if you took that,
you know
Tom,
what, I think he's
can you
going to
then
have to
see
play
enough
that
of
top
to
red
sneak
this
that
time
in
to
and
try
get
and
last?
open up that back red.
Tight, but
Yeah.
I think you're
you
right,
could.
Glenn. I think that's what he has to do.
Yeah, I think he has to run the red.
And they're
The long,
both
the long red.
high tariff shots and
Yeah.
hope that you get something out of it. Yeah, Tom, it's echoing our
not
sentiments
ideal.
there.
It's not ideal indeed.
So, kind of far from ideal.
If we could get at
It's
that
about as far
yellow,
from ideal
pick
as you
a
can
bad
get, really,
yellow,
isn't
we're
it?
Not in a bad situation.
Well, that is there. If you can't pick, you can pick the one on the button.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go after the one on the button, eh?
I think so, because it might leave us an option. But wait,
I still like the long guard. Run back onto the other one and try and move something.
what weight you want to throw, Tom?
Oh, you got to throw normal, eh?
You know what? I absolutely hate this.
Can you see it?
Aye.
This, oh,
Because we can throw in barrier if you like.
5 mil of it.
lordy.
We can throw barrier at this, like.
Right, okay.
I just don't see that this is going to give them any options. I think if they tried to make a play on the
Yep, out
the
there.
red in the 12 foot there or double running the guards, they would have had something. This misses, they've got 0, they've achieved nothing. But it's on its
Yep,
way,
hard.
and now
Hard!
He said he could see 5 mil, so
Whoa! Whoa, sorry, whoa!
must be
Oh.
close.
Whoa! Whoa!
Needs the curl now. Oh, great attempt. He's got one of them anyway. I think it was pretty ambitious to get 2 there. That was a good shot. It was a good throw.
yeah. When you're throwing to seeing 5 mil of a stone, then
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great shot. But what did it? You know, what really has it given them?
Well, they're still line 2. The Germans, they're not too worried at the moment. They're 1 up.
Der kann hier einspielen. Oder hat den da.
I just don't. I'm just
den
not
leicht
sure.
picken, den
Well,
roten.
he'll probably have
Dass den
5
anderen
mil
auch
of the red in the 4 foot there. So if he,
Yeah, I mean, he's still got that.
absolutely squeaked that over a, hit what he saw of it, but that just doesn't really.
Yeah, on the
Wenn er
out,
den dann
on the
spielt,
outturn handle, he's got
den da.
he's got a quarter stone on that red to maybe bail out and only lose a 1. But of course, Baumann's thinking the opposite. He's thinking if I can come right back round again on top of the button, I'm line 3.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the danger for Baumann here is he comes to the back tee and gives Tom a freeze on top of him. Then, that's maybe that's what Tom was kind of trying to engineer here. He's made Baumann play to the centre again, and he's only got a foot to play with, doesn't he?
Yeah.
If he's high at all, then Tom can perhaps use it to get rid of some of these other yellows, and if he's too deep, then he leaves the freeze opportunity. But it's on its way, and he's had good weight.
Genau daher.
Yeah, Team Baumann have attacked well when maybe it was unexpected, and they've really gone for it this end as well. So that looks deep to me.
Yeah, from playing a controlled few ends, they've certainly thrown the kitchen sink at it this time. And
really good here.
Is he now though? Is he?
Perfect.
Okay, Sergeant.
Yeah, that's not really going anywhere, is it?
No, he's line 3. There's nothing to be gained from a play on that.
Yeah, I think Tom's having to hit.
He's almost having to play it at weight almost.
We're screwed. Do you throw, if you could, did you say you can see an edge of that?
We throw peel.
Peel weight at it, he might just bounce it
I
across.
think you have to.
I'll throw it.
Because if you throw any less, we're not going to get it. We're going to be.
Agreed.
You know, I think this is certainly
Tom,
an all
if
or
you
nothing
can see
shot,
it,
isn't
you
it?
don't
Here,
have to
this
throw
is.
it any different.
Yeah, I would say you can see 5 mil.
That comfortable amount. Oh,
Okay.
Okay, 25 mil.
that's a lot less.
Happy with that?
Yeah, production team are all over the time clock too.
Gee whiz, that's quite a
realised that,
difference in time.
Only 4 minutes. There'll be 4.5 minutes to play the last 2 ends. They might not need the last 2 ends if he doesn't make the shot.
Whoa!
Whoa! Right off!
Needs to curl.
Yes! Whoa! What? Atta boy!
What a shot.
That is incredible.
Two terrific shots from Tom Brewster there. He could
Wow.
see 5 mil of the first, and I'm calling it 5 mil with the second.
Yeah, I think an inch was ambitious with that, but you know, you really didn't feel like you could see very much of it. That's terrific.
Fantastic coverage.
I guess the 4 minutes now might become a bit of an issue if.
Well, I hope so. Great call from the sweeping too. They
Yeah.
left it long enough, and slight panic from Glenn at the end, but
You know, they were brave though. That
they-
really didn't pass that first red by anything.
They had to shave it, and still Baumann's got a shot here. Shot for big end.
You know what though? Even if this doesn't end up well for Brewster in this end, those 2 shots, Tom can take a lot of confidence from the fact that he was throwing to nothing and made both of them as well as he could. You know, so I think maybe
He's done enough
Baumann
for a
scored
one.
his one.
Yeah, he's done enough for a 1. He had to move it, and he's done enough. So, yeah, they're having a bit of a laugh over it as well. But I think both teams will be delighted with the way that turned out. Baumann worked hard for his 1. He attacked well and went for it. 4 consecutive 1-foot draws, and then a pretty good hit and roll. He had to hit on the right side. So,
Up his brush ready.
same time, Brewster did really well to dig him out of that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think where the problem. It was the hit and roll from Glenn just didn't get enough of a roll.
Yeah.
And that allowed Baumann to make a perfect shot, which, I mean, Baumann didn't actually throw any bad stones in that end.
No, and we were
and
thinking
only
that
scored a 1.
Brewster was well set up there, and yeah, the stones that mattered were the hit and roll, but then Brewster came away with 2 absolute clinkers to bail them out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kept the game alive because he had no margin for error there on either of his stones, and good on him. Good on you, Tom.
I'm wondering the corner freeze, if they'd managed to execute it properly, or if Glenn had played that hit and roll properly, the advantage would have been with Brewster. But the minute they didn't play that and got it half stone, they Baumann attacked, and just kept plugging into that 4-foot circle. He was still line 3 when Tom came to play.
Yeah, I guess Ross, when they called the second freeze, you know, he was a couple of feet too short with it, and so there was again a couple of just not quite 100% shots from Team Brewster, and that's what's getting them in the bother. You know, they've just not been able to make the 100% end, have they?
Yeah, Tom identified that when we had our chat with him, and he said this has not been their best game of the week. They've found it hard to get them 100%, and they're up against a team that's making no mistakes. And when you get to the top end of the teams in the Curling Champions Tour, then you're going to be facing good curlers that don't make mistakes. You've got to be on it, and they've set this end up well. Baumann's probably gone a little bit too deep, and Hammy again's got the perfect guard on for Team Brewster. So,
you know what, they need to, Glenn was saying it there, they need to not think about the time clock, they need to be ready to play, and not waste any time, but they can't panic and they can't start overthrowing and trying to make up time that way. They just have to be in control, ready, and know what they're doing. And this end, if they can make their two, then there's no disaster.
They have enough time, but they have to be quick. They have enough time, but they've got no timeouts.
They can't mess about. That's for sure. But I'm sure they're not feeling very much like messing about at the moment.
No, they've gone for the classic double corner guard. The two in the button are a little nest there, so that's tempting too. Both on the T line or T line plus, so has to be level though.
Yeah, you gotta go, guys. Gotta be
The thing is, they've played so many games, they know the situation, they're 2 down, they know what they need to do to try and manufacture a 2. They'll have a set play that they like to use, and that's a pretty good effort again from Hammy. He's had really good weight.
We'll go on top.
So the score 4-2, and Brewster with hammer. All he can really go for at the moment, he's hoping for his 2, outside chance of 3, but if you can get 2 all square going down the last, we're in a curling game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've just had a wee look over at the other sheet there, over on sheet C, and it looks like the master might be being taught a lesson by the young apprentice. We've got Wolstad 6-2 up against Team Millsrud with 3 ends to go. So that maybe wouldn't have been the score line they would have been expecting over there.
Yeah,
We're gonna be heavy.
potential coupon buster. So back to televised game. They're going into that nest that we called, and Ross Patterson with his first stone doesn't want too much of a bounce.
Oh, that's a lovely stone.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe a little more bounce than they wanted, but
Yeah, Baumann's calling the corner guard off. It doesn't look particularly dangerous out there, but we've seen already this week that with a big swing on the ice that these corner guards come into play. Herberg taking no chance. Intern Peel. Interesting they played the intern there, Mary. I wonder whether it might have been worth taking a chance and just trying to disrupt some of that stuff in the middle there and play the out turn and drive it in. I guess
you
jammed
could stick it, couldn't you? You could leave 2 reds sitting, which would have been playing into Tom's hands a little. And this one looks like it's going to need a little bit of work from the boys. At this stage, they cannot afford to play anything other than the inch perfect game that we've been talking about.
Well, this might be quite an important corner guard, so they want to get it so that it's somewhere where it's usable, that they can possibly get 2 around it. So
Baumann certainly wasting no time.
No.
He's got lots of time on the clock there, but his brush was down practically before that stone had even stopped moving.
Yeah, there was no doubt in his mind what was happening. He's got 14 minutes left compared with 4. He could easily go and stick the kettle on at the 8th end and use up some time.
Well, there we have, actually, sorry to interrupt again, Rob, but just had a wee check over there onto sheet C, and it's handshakes all round. So Team Millsrud from Flying High have crashed out in the semi, and Wolstad marches 4th to the final. So they've got a wee bit of a break now and time to refuel and get organised. But we're back to Glenn, and
yeah, this game's far from over. We've just seen Daniel Herberg, after playing great all game, has just nosed the guard, and Glenn's got a chance to get around this, but they've got to get around it because there's still 2 yellows in there.
This is looking a little bit shy of weight, does it, for me? But it's,
guys, come on!
They need to work hard. They need to find every inch of energy that they've got left.
That's a great sweep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Glenn. That was a great sweep.
Ross Patterson worked that hard.
Yeah.
It's great where it is because there's now room to get round it again. Does Baumann bail out and keep going, or he's looking for Herberg's experience to come down and say, I think we should be taking the corner guard off, but do you want to come in? Do we just go for it now?
I think even the youngsters are puffing and panting there with that one. Young Hamilton looks like he's worked hard there. He'll be ready for some lunch.
I think Team Baumann needs to take this guard off. That's a dangerous stone. I know at the moment it looks like tempting to come in and into the nest and freeze them all up and take the initiative away from it, but yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose worst case scenario for them, they lose their 2.
Yeah.
They have last stone going down the last end. They're going to be happy with that, but you know, a little bit of me would like to see them come in, just make a wee bit of a game of it.
Well, of course, they come in and get it wrong, they could lose a 3. They take this guard off, the max they should be losing is a 2. But I tell you, with the way the yellows are set up, it's not great for Baumann at the moment.
But we have seen this time and time again. If they can force the...
Oh.
Well,
That shouldn't hurt Brewster too much. I mean, he's still sitting in the nest. He's still got a corner guard up.
problem here, now this is again where
real
it's,
luck there.
it's going to be crucial that he does not leave a double on these reds.
Yeah, or the end's
You
gone.
know, or that's absolutely it. I might have been tempted to come round that corner.
I think I would too.
I think it's early.
Yeah. I think you come round the corner and wait for one more mistake.
Yeah. I think it's early to be doing this because I don't think he can allow them to take the 2 reds at this point. They needed to make sure they were.
Never off, guys.
But, you know,
Line's good.
time will tell.
Come on, push. Push. Push.
They're having to work really hard.
Right, great, sweet. Shot there. Great, sweet.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a double on those.
No, that's...
I think you can certainly lift one.
You know, and you
And the
might
back
squirt
one
that
goes.
one behind the corners.
He could end up with 2 reds if he catches this too fat. But there's no doubt they have to move something, Team Baumann. So with 2 stones to play and two stones in here, I think the back one goes. It's where the top one will finish.
Yeah, the boys have really helped Glenn out there with 2 great sweeps.
Yeah.
I mean, that was those stones were made by the sweepers there, and obviously placed in the right direction. But that was great sweeping.
Is a key stone. Baumann gets this right.
Yeah, that's exactly where Tom wanted that red to go, right behind those guards.
Well, they spent four stones engineering that opportunity, and you can see now why the 2 yellows back tee, when they first threw them down there, the 2 lead stones, Ryan Sherrard's stones, the second one was just in the wrong place, and it created great backing. I don't think Baumann could have done much more.
No, I think that was always going there, wasn't it? I mean, it was he threw a lot of weight. He probably had a pretty positive handle on it. So, yeah, this is crucial again for Tom and the boys. They need to make sure this is in the house.
Split the house, no double. They'll probably try and go back quarter and make sure they're back so he doesn't have the hit across the house into the back and negate it. Oh dear, boys are going to have to bull this all the way after bullying Glenn's 2.
Yeah, this is hard work for them. They've played, they've had to.
Let Glenn in there. Yeah, they're good. They've swept that well.
Yeah, that's great. It looked. I must admit, I was a little worried when I saw him let it go. I thought that's not looking like it's got a lot on it, but maybe going out to coming into the centre, I think that would have sat down.
Yeah.
But they were going out onto nice fresh ice, as we say, and they were able to keep the weight on it, keep it moving. But good sweeping.
Yeah, they got on it early. They're splitting it well. Good communication between the guys. So Baumann's looking for the hit and roll across, but they've placed it in the perfect position. So
it's kind of ironic, isn't it, that earlier in the game they just couldn't make their 2s, and this one's been fairly. Well, they've not got a 2 on the board yet, of course. Maybe jumping the gun, but.
Yeah, really close to hit and roll there. Good option, great attempt. The one thing is, if they'd swept it any more, they weren't going to be second shots. So
no, I think if Glenn had a couple of sweeps on that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just knows it. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, he's got the option.
I don't think it's. I don't even know if it's shot. Have they had a good look?
Playing barrier.
Barrier.
I suppose you don't want to sweep it and then it ends up buried and line shot. So they had to leave it. But I think a couple of sweeps they could have made sure.
Yeah, really difficult. And I guess they play the draw and tap it back. Playing barrier, nice positive weight. If it's shot, they've got to move it. I would never play the intern if there's a choice.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes!
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a.
It does curl from there. They've got to watch it. It curls from there.
Whoa! Yeah! Yes, Sammy! Clean! Clean! Clean!
Oh, that's good.
It's on the nose.
You're always happy to hear the clean
Yeah.
sound when you're sweeping. So, it's just one end now, isn't it?
Can you ask
All
much more
square.
last few ends ago, boys, so.
Yeah, they didn't look like they were going to be capable of getting all square at half time, so they'll be delighted being all square going down the last. But at the same time, Baumann was in a bit of bother there. Halfway through that end, he could easily have lost the 3, so he's given up the 2, but he's kept the hammer, so really important. Baumann will be happy. He's played the whole end to control the hammer, and he's got the hammer. So
Yeah, it's been a good game though. I mean, hopefully it's we've seen a lot of exciting shots. We've seen great shots from both teams, and we've seen some half shots that have allowed the scores of 2 to happen. But yeah,
that was a world-class shot. We're just seeing the replay of Tom Brewster's out-turn hit at the last end, and we saw some great freezes there from Brewster's team. The great shot from Baumann to get them out of it, but I don't think he could have done more.
and good sweeping. You know, we've seen. So these 2 shots from Hammy are absolutely critical. Absolutely critical, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ross Patterson just taking a well-earned cardiac arrest at the outside there. Just
Needs to curl.
I hope he's not having a cardiac arrest.
great start from Hammy, splitting the centre line, and it's left at the long one with the front one. Arguably, maybe you go long, short, long with the second one. It makes the tick easy with this first one, but let's see how Ryan Sherrard gets on with this. Playing the out turn.
He's playing a lot of weight.
Yeah, hack weight. When we saw Havard Pettersson play these perfectly before, he was playing just almost T weight, back 8 weight, and just nudging them.
You know, and this is perhaps the.
Oh, he's just feathered it.
They need to sweep that.
That's perfect, isn't it?
Go, go in! Go!
Oh, blimey, that just curled at the end, just
Yeah.
hit, man. That was a perfect shot.
That was a great stone. Well, that certainly makes it a little bit more difficult for Team Brewster.
Terrific throw from the German lead, though.
You know, and it was a positive weight. They couldn't
Room
afford to
just
catch
now.
any more of that
No.
stone, so
Room.
it was expertly judged there by Baumann. This one looks a
Got
little.
weight too.
Yeah, it looks a little
Never
heavy,
needing
maybe.
I think it'll sit down as it comes on the slide.
No. Leave it late.
It's needing to stop.
Yep. If you
And
want.
obviously they've gone a bit deeper anyway because they don't want to avoid. They've got to avoid 2 ticks here. Yeah, another great line.
Good
Yeah,
on it.
super line.
This swingy ice, it's hard to split the tape like that every time. So 12 minutes for Baumann. He's plenty time.
Yeah, to be fair, the guys made up a bit of time in that last end, though. So
Yeah.
at 2:49, they're not in any bother.
There's
They're
no
going to
panic.
have.
Yeah.
You know what they need to. They need to throw guards, and they need to ultimately get one round if they get the chance of a nose or or any sort of cover at all. So there's not going to need to be a great deal of discussion.
Similar kind of weight. I think the boys need to be all over this red.
I think he's made it again, has he? On a little bit more maybe this time. Tom working hard, but yeah.
Yeah.
So they get the.
You could have helped me.
Tom just suggesting that he was a better sweeper than Glenn.
Oh, I don't think I'd like to officiate at the arm wrestling between the two of them, but they've got a chance now. They've got to hope that Ross can pop one round here, and Baumann, they're not going to be too worried. They made one of the ticks. They've got the guard there. It's difficult for Tom to put another guard on and not leave a double rip. So
Yeah, this is the keystone of the end, really. It's
Just wait!
maybe a bit daft saying that this early in the end, but he wants to be top 4 as well. He doesn't want to go too deep
No. Can't be deep.
because this is the stone that Baumann will get to outdraw.
No.
And if
Tommy!
this is back tee, then he's going
Tommy,
to
come
leave
on.
Baumann an easy draw. So
Got to bury. It's got to bury. Come on, Hammy.
don't go too deep, though.
It's good.
It's a great attempt.
yeah,
Really good
weight.
attempt.
Cross.
Super line. I mean, it's absolutely right on the centre line there. It's possibly
It's half a stone, isn't it? It's
yeah.
just a stone's width too much. We'll see just some regulation appeals now from Baumann. But we saw at the last end, he knows the guard, so there's every chance of another nose. And although they're unlikely to nose it right on the on the centre line, it might just make the draw to the button harder for him with the last.
I mean, a draw at the button with your last stone in the semi-final of the Masters is never it's never going to be straightforward. They're going to be a little bit nervy. So Team Brewster are going to do all that they can to make sure that
2.5, guys.
that's the only shot he's got. So
Hammy.
we'll see precision play needed by both teams again. This stone's going to come over. The line's looking good.
Yeah, I think that line's good because it bends so much from the centre line.
Yeah, look at it come now. It's finishing well, but they need to get a couple of inches more draw on it.
That's
there.
perfect.
That's great.
Don't want to be any close at the house in that. They've worked hard to get that one on the button. They don't want to leave them a rip.
The guys have had great weight control, today, both teams. And Tom was saying that the ice was not quite as fast as yesterday. Yesterday was maybe almost a little bit too fast for them, and they've maybe enjoyed the weight a little bit more. But sometimes you just feel it's a better weight.
Yeah.
It can actually be timing, about
can
the
play
same.
it,
But if you're feeling confident, then you think it's a nicer weight.
Yeah.
But it's all down to how you feel yourself and how comfortable you are. So we've seen Glenn make some great shots today, so hopefully he can throw a couple of guards here.
Great rip from Daniel Herberg there. You saw the multiple rotation he put on it to make sure that the shooter's stone ran away. So he got quite a fat contact, but still made the split.
Easy. Line's good now. Line's real good.
This is looking all there for Wade.
Yeah, it does.
Here to cover.
Not too far.
No, not too far. It'll come on its own.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly where they wanted it again.
It's good throwing, like we're saying. I mean, they're taking ice on the edge of the 12 foot for these guards, and they're putting it right over the centre tape each time. So, Manuel Walter, attempt on the run back.
Called it on there, but no, they're quite
he's
comfortable
safe enough.
with it.
Yeah, they're happy with the half stone off.
Yeah, it's just it's a waiting game, isn't it? They're both waiting and hoping that the other doesn't make
Just
100% of their shots. So
a half stone only.
yep, any glimmer of a chance, and both teams will be all over it. But
Line's okay. Here inside the last.
I think that maybe looks
No, it's okay now. Whoa,
a little bit
whoa.
less. But
Whoa, line's close.
Whoa, lines are here tighter.
No, it's tighter line. It is a tighter line.
Looks the same
Whoa.
way.
No.
Should sit
Let it
down
ride.
once it comes onto the slide.
Whoa, off, Army, off. Right off, guys. Right off.
I thought that looked
Right
a little less, but it's
it's-
it's actually a foot further on.
Yeah.
Good sweep.
Now, does that tempt Baumann into trying to take them
Come on,
off the
Fabian.
button? But
I think he'll see a piece, but he'll go for the guard.
yeah, he doesn't see much of it at all.
No,
does he?
you're right. And actually, it's given a slight angle at
Changed
outside
hand
chance
a
of the
wee
run
bit.
back. I think that's the only reason he's changed hands.
Yeah.
That in case it comes a little bit, he could potentially take the double. Fairly wild throw. He's popped it right back out off the
Maybe a
line.
wee bit into out on
Yeah,
that one,
that's
because
right.
Baumann certainly, what the initial call was
Yeah.
yes, thinking he was.
Yeah.
So he's maybe
saying
sliding a little in.
squared it off a wee bit, but good enough to take it off. And 2 stones to come. It's all square. Couldn't be closer.
It could not. It could not. We've been so lucky with the games we've got to watch. We had a good game yesterday, the road final, and this is another good game we've had here. So the television coverage has certainly been great.
Off then.
No,
Off.
no,
Don't
then.
touch it.
Leave
Don't
it
touch
then.
it. Don't
Leave
touch
it.
it.
Oh, this
No,
is.
that looks big.
Yeah.
No, don't touch it.
You know what?
Don't touch it
I
until
think this is in the
Hammy
house.
only.
Don't touch it.
Hammy, it doesn't mean go though.
No,
Just
he's okay.
sit-
It's going to sit
Line's
down.
fine. Line's
Actually,
good.
it's
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Hammy.
Just split
Oh.
the centre. Whoa,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's
that's
perfect.
a great shot.
Well, it's exactly where the last one was. Now,
Good one.
Baumann may attempt the run back. It's close enough.
You know what? If he sticks the run back though, then it's right on the button, isn't it? That's
yeah,
the problem.
that's the risk.
I suppose with.
Look at
he's
this.
thinking about
He
maybe
loves the
making
draw,
it
doesn't he?
stronger.
He loves the draw.
He really does, and Daniel's like, I think maybe we're up the guard.
Yeah. I remember when these two teams played each other
Gee whiz.
at Braehead. There were nothing in it going down the 9th, and Baumann put 2 killer draws in. There's only one shot in his head.
Here we go.
He likes
He
the
makes
draw.
this, then Tom's got no shot really.
He's got to absolutely freeze it though. So I suppose he's thinking, well, even with my half stone off, Tom's going to move it somehow, and then it'll leave me a draw with my second. So
Yeah, it gives him a practice at the draw he's going to have to throw. So
brave call though.
Yeah.
90% of curlers in the world wouldn't be playing this shot.
No. That's just the problem with Ross's stone just coming that 6 inches.
Yeah, we said
Too
at the
far, I
time, yeah,
guess.
just half a stone. But fair play to Baumann. He's confident in his own ability, but confident in the ice and the stones that he puts it on the 12-foot line. It'll swing enough onto the button
Linie
there.
super. Yep.
It's a cracking line if the sweepers can get it there.
Lauf, Linie ist perfekt. Linie ist perfekt.
Yeah, wait, looks nice.
Hard,
But
go.
have they left it a little late to sweep?
Go, go, go.
You know what? This may have played into Tom's hands.
Weiter, weiter, weiter.
Yeah, we've now got the...
Yeah, it's almost guarded the one in the house.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave him with double. You have to tuck in.
No, you've got to get half round it.
But what I'm saying is,
You know what? And they
If you
don't have
have
an awful lot of time to discuss this. They've got a minute and a half.
Yeah, he's got to get up the other end yet.
They can take 30 seconds. I would have thought, what do you want to do, Rob? I'd be tempted to come right round, right onto it.
I think he's got to come top
think he's
four.
set
Yeah, yeah,
We can
on
go
the
too
centre
far
line.
in. We can only come in here if the line's good.
I think Bauman's still got the outturn, and
Even if you're
he's had a good marker now. He favours the draw.
We've thrown this line, Tom, have we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
He's got to make it as hard as possible.
Yeah, but
Just
I
tell me
like the
where it
coming
is.
right in because if he
Yeah,
Baumann doesn't see much of that yellow on the outside. He's been pushed out a little further if he has to try and draw around it. It's got a lot of curling to do once it's past that yellow if he's forced onto the outturn. So yeah,
I think purely to block up this hand, if he goes top 8 to purely block the in-turn draw, he doesn't. He's not doing enough for me.
I think he wants to not throw it. Oh, gee. I think that's certainly not going to need sweat for weight.
No,
No, right off.
You know what? I think he was
Scrapping.
it's coming now. It's really going to bend from there.
Whoa, Niska.
needs to draw. I still think
It'll
we've got a
curl.
lot of drawing to do there.
It's going to curl if they can move it.
Line's great now. They've got to take that as far as they can. Right onto that button. I think that's exactly where it needed to be. That's a great
What a
shot.
stone.
Yeah.
And that
Well
was
done, boys.
Clinker.
Well, they're quite pleased with it, I think we safely say.
well, they like it.
Yeah. You know, there's a little gap there, isn't there? Can Baumann do anything with that yellow to run it in? I don't think he can see enough of it. But
He's only got the double run back, and he's got to catch quarter stone using the yellow. It was a really brave call because that could have gone wrong if he'd feathered either of those or half sat out, left the
Yeah.
double.
you know, that looked to me. It looked like it had plenty weight coming down there. That was great judgment by the sweepers. They didn't panic.
Yeah.
They obviously knew that slide path. They're going to sit down a little. There's been a lot of stones down here. There's been a lot of hard sweeping. So, gee whiz,
Ja,
when
du
you're,
musst halt den
this is
Vorderen treffen.
It came a lot from the hog line end, and they were sure it was going
it
to.
certainly did. This is a tough shot for
Feeling.
Baumann here.
It's all he's got, Mary. It's all he's got. He's got nothing on. So
And that's the danger of his first call was a brave call to play the draw,
yeah.
but you don't make it and you leave yourself in an awful lot of bother.
Yeah.
So good luck to him, we say. And
Seen these shots played often enough though,
absolutely.
and these are
Not by me, you haven't.
Bowman's just got to settle down and hit where he needs, throw the proper way.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's good. There's a chance. It's got a chance. No, just too much.
Yeah.
You know what? That was a perfect end from Team Brewster, and
Yeah.
we said all game they needed to find the perfect end, and they did at the time they needed it. But
Yeah.
feel a little bit for Baumann. They played so well.
They've had a
You know, they
cracking
had,
week.
they had
Outstanding
a great
performance.
game there, and that was a super end, and just down to his first draw. But you know, those two clinkers by Tom in the sixth end,
Yeah.
that well, it saved the game.
Yeah, one of the shots of the tournament for me, the second one, the outturn, I thought he could see almost nothing. But even his draw on the intern coming down there, that was a precision shot.
Yeah.
When you see the scoreboard there, what a second half of the game Team Brewster had. You know, they were up against it, big style, 3 down, came back with a 2 followed by 2 twos. Really good curling.
Yeah.
I still question Baumann's call with the draw. We said 90% of the world's top curlers wouldn't have gone for that shot, and he just came up short. And opened the door for Brewster when really taking off the centre guard, Brewster could only have left him a double. So
yeah. I mean, the percentage call was definitely to move the guard. You know, and I think maybe when he has, maybe if he's in a similar situation again, he might not favour the draw.
Yeah, it's a wonder that they didn't talk about it more as well. I mean,
yeah, they had plenty of time.
They had loads of time, and actually Daniel Herberg has acted as their coach through the early part of this season. He's only latterly come onto the ice as a third player, so he I thought he might have had more of a word,
but you know, Rob, when the player is confident with the call, you don't want to be
sure.
you know, putting doubt in their mind. It seemed to be his call straight off the bat. He wanted to play the draw, and then you start putting doubts in his mind, and you know, I think it's a difficult situation
it's
for
only
Daniel.
the wrong shot if you don't play it, and he didn't play it, and it's all his game. We watched him draw beautifully the entire game. He played well, and maybe just the ice changed a little bit down that middle track, and the team Brewster got the handle of the ice better in the second half than Baumann did. It seemed to stop running on the way it did in the first half, and curling more maybe. And
Baumann's sweepers perhaps let him down there a little. They were not on the stone. They weren't. You know, they were obviously thinking the weight was good. But they maybe weren't aware that path just a little bit slower down the second half of the sheet. And I think Tom's boys, the Brewster sweepers, were all over the weight on every shot. You know, there was great communication. They called it out of the hand, and they kept the communication going, and they didn't lose. I don't think they lost any.
No, I think
stones from
missweeping. The second half of the game, Patterson and McMillan had a great game, because there was a few draws that we thought, God, they're short, and they bowled them all the way. Yeah. They had 6 in a row. They had 3 stones in a row. That certainly I'd have been needing a timeout rest, and they kept going. And it's you know, it really shows the gym work, and the full season comes to benefit when you're in the moment and they're able to deliver.
Oh, do you think we're going to see this shot of Tom's again? And it was absolutely millimetre perfect.
Oh yeah, the old vocal cords gave some hammer on that end, and
that was certainly, you know, that was an all or nothing. You know, the game was lost.
Game was over there. Yeah. And to ask yourself to catch 5 mil of a stone at full strike weight
on both hands twice, stone after each other.
Yeah. Great production here from the guys. I mean, the guys that are producing this for us today for Curling Champions Tour have been outstanding. The quality of the footage we're seeing is second to none. Really pleased to be in partnership with the GER Cheese and the Curling Champions Tour. It's going all over Europe, and we know that our colleagues across in Canada and America are really enjoying it as well. So, first class stuff. Look at that.
That's good. That was a great draw.
So
managed so well by the sweeper. So you can't emphasise enough how important it is that your full team is involved, and the sweepers are doing their job and well aware of what they need to do. So well done to Team Brewster and to Team Wolstead, and I'm sure it'll be an exciting final this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll look forward to it, Marion. Thanks for your wise words today. It's been terrific, fun commentating and getting your knowledge. So it's been great.
Thank you. Thoroughly enjoyed it, Rob. We'll see you next year.
Great stuff.